One day after the governor called on state regulators to do everything they can to lower gas and electric rates, the man who's about to take charge at the Department of Public Utilities is speaking exclusively to our Ben Cimino, and that comes as DPU has to approve those winter gas rates, which could rise again, making for another expensive heating season. And Ben is here with the interview. Ben.
Yeah, Maria, we have spent months asking anyone at DPU to talk to us about how we got here. After our reports last winter on surging gas and electric bills, the governor and state lawmakers took notice, calling for change. But tonight, it's still not clear if change could actually happen. Governor Maura Healey sent a letter to DPU asking for the commissioners to go line by line through gas and electric bills and find ways to bring rates lower. Do you think you can get rates lower?
We're grateful for the governor's letter. We agree that energy affordability is a huge issue across the Commonwealth. We're going to make sure that we continue to keep the consumers in mind and energy affordability as a top priority.
It's quite a time to be taking charge at the Department of Public Utilities. Jeremy McDearman, who worked as a clean energy lobbyist, just joined the 3-member commission last month and will become DPU chair Monday. He was one of 2 new DPU commissioners suddenly appointed by Governor Maura Healey this summer as skyrocketing gas and electric rates left customers shocked. Eversource and National Grid, both companies, have been granted year after year of pretty big rate increases. Were mistakes made by DPU in granting those rate increases?
I can't speak to what happened before my time. Our job is to make sure that what we're doing is protecting the consumers, scrutinizing every single line item, and making sure that consumers get the reliable service they deserve for the lowest possible price.
It's not clear if that's happening. State-mandated fees have fueled surging delivery charges to pay for programs like Mass Save, but also a plan to replace gas pipes, work which the utilities can profit from. Eversource is asking for another double-digit rate hike this winter, it says, to cover infrastructure costs. Given how high bills got last winter, what's your reaction to Eversource coming back this winter and asking for another double-digit rate increase?
It's a pending proceeding in front of the department, so I can't talk much about it. But again, we are going to scrutinize everything that comes before us and make sure that only those costs that are in the interest of the customer are those that we approve.
Eversource's gas profit has surged in the wake of these rate increases. Company CEO Joe Nolan has made in the last 3 years $12 million, $18 million, and $13 million. Should that be part of the conversation?
I understand that the governor's bill would give us more flexibility to look into such matters, and if that is to pass, we will certainly look hard at that as well.
Are you confident that the money that's spent on Mass Save is money well spent?
I am. Mass Save and energy efficiency is the original energy affordability strategy.
Should the state find another way to pay for Mass Save? Is it fair to put it all on utility customers?
That's a decision that I cannot make at the Department of Public Utilities. The department in the spring trimmed the budgets of Mass Save to send a signal that the budgets for that are not unlimited, and we need to make sure that we're scrutinizing those dollars to make sure that they're well invested.
So just 11 days after McDearman becomes chair, DPU must decide on those winter gas rate proposals. Those decisions are due by November 1st. I'll keep you updated.